60 hours a week or something crazy like that, or she's putting in 80 hours a week. Clearly that's not possible because, as I mentioned, I'm also a busy mom. I have a 4 going on 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. So I actually work less. If you want to make more while working less, then you're gonna love this video because I'm giving you all my secrets right now. Hey, Courtney Sanders here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to me, I'm a full-time online life and business coach as well as wife and mom. I wear all the hats and do all the things, but even though I wear all the hats and I do all the things, I don't work as much in my business as you probably think I do, right? Especially with the amount of content that I create, the team that I have. I know my brand looks very big online, and it is, and you might imagine that I'm working like 60 hours a week or something crazy like that, or she's putting in 80 hours a week. Clearly that's not possible because, as I mentioned, I'm also a busy mom. I have a 4 going on 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. So I actually work less in my business than you might think because of all the things that I put in place that we're gonna talk about in this video. So if you're looking to not only work less in your business or your online business, but you want to make more while working less, then you're gonna love this video because I'm giving you all my secrets right now. All right, the first concept that you really need to understand if you want to work less in your business yet earn more is the concept of the Pareto principle. So maybe you've heard about this. It's frequently called the 80-20 rule. It's based on I think he was Italian economist. His last name was Pareto, and he noticed something in the economy that, maybe, and I'm making this up, but to the degree that maybe 20% of the merchants generated, let's say, 80% of the revenue, or 20% of the people purchased 80% of the products in the country, or something like that, or 20% of the laws contributed to, I don't know, 80% of whatever in the government. Now, this 20-80 is not exact. Sometimes it's 5% contributes to 75%. It doesn't always equal 100 either. It might be maybe 30% contributes to 60%, but essentially it's this idea that a minority of inputs contributes to a majority of results. And why it's interesting is because Pareto, this economist, noticed this in everything. First, he noticed it in, economics, but he also noticed it in science. He noticed it in everything. You'll probably notice it in your own life. For instance, I know for me, 20% of the clothes in my closet get 80% of the wear, right? And those aren't exact numbers. Maybe it's 5% get, 60% of the wear. But essentially, a minority of things that you do get a majority of the airtime, right? A minority of the recipes that you frequently cook get eaten a majority of the time. A minority of the places that you go, or a minority of the locations that you go, get 80% of your time. A minority of the tasks that you're doing in your business produce 80% of the results, which is why I'm bringing up the Pareto principle as it goes to working less, yet still making more. You'll want to identify what are those 80-20 tasks in your business, what are those Pareto principles in your business. Essentially, what are the high value tasks? It's usually a minority of things that you're doing that's producing 80% of the results. And so once you've identified that, you can make a decision if maybe you wanna eliminate everything else, or maybe you wanna minimize everything else. So a perfect example of this in my own business, I'm noticing that of all the content that I create, YouTube, I would say, is giving me the most bang for my buck, right? It's helping me produce a lot of content. It's attracting clients and customers. I don't have to spend on advertising the way, I would do on YouTube because, I can just create these videos. Now, granted, I spend money on the production of these videos, but I'm noticing that YouTube videos, YouTube content is kind of the Swiss Army knife in my business, and it does a lot of things. Now, as a business owner, I can make a decision. If I'm really, strapped on time or money or whatever, I can say, you know what? I'm not doing my podcast anymore. I'm not focusing on Instagram anymore. I am just focusing on YouTube. And that might make sense for some people if resources are really limited. But part of the reason why you want to focus on the Pareto principle is because it leads me to the second thing that I do in my business to help me work less but earn more, which is repurpose my content. So part of why I focus so much on YouTube while I'm even willing to invest in the production of my YouTube videos is because it doesn't just stop here at YouTube, right? I create a YouTube video here here, one, again, it helps attract new people to my brand. It helps attract potential clients who are interested in me. But the content that I'm creating here can then be repurposed in a variety of ways. And so when it comes to repurposing content, I like to think about it as reduce, reuse, recycle. So one, we can reduce my YouTube videos, meaning we can take, a 30-second clip here, a 2-minute clip here. These can be reels on my Instagram. They can be TikToks. I say they can be TikToks because I've been talking, I'm gonna get on TikTok and I still have not gotten on TikTok. I am there. So if you search my name, that is my account that I created, but there's no content there. But hopefully by the time this video comes out, maybe we will start repurposing the YouTube content and putting it on TikTok. But also you can repurpose your YouTube content on YouTube, right? And make them short. So that's what I'm saying. You can reduce the content, but also you can reuse it. So what I mean by reuse it is you can maybe take a video, right? And reuse it, the audio, as a podcast. Or sometimes I will reuse parts of the transcript as a caption on my Instagram. So in addition to reducing it, think about how you can take parts of what you just created and reuse it somewhere else. So maybe not on YouTube, but you're gonna put it on Instagram, etc. Also, you can recycle. So recycling to me is not just putting it on a different platform, but also thinking about it in a different format. So oftentimes I will recycle my YouTube content, but in the form of maybe emails or email newsletters or email automations. Maybe I have a video that's really good and I break it down and we actually, turn that into content for my newsletter. Or maybe there's something that I said in a YouTube video, and so we're gonna recycle it by maybe adding to it and turning it into an ebook or something, or turning it into a mini course, and maybe I'll shoot extra videos to go along with that. So again, you wanna think about reducing, reusing, recycling, but repurposing is a great way to cut down on the amount of work that you're doing, but still earn more, because now you've got one piece of content that is doing literally 1,000 different things for you. All right, the next thing that I do to work less but earn more, and this is more of a high level concept. I feel like I preach about it all the time, but nobody believes me. Nobody believes me, and that's why I'm saying it yet again in this video, and that is build a powerful brand. I am so grateful that even when I wasn't making any money, even when I had no idea what I was doing, even when I didn't know that I could be successful online, that I could make money, etc., be a coach, teach anybody anything, I am so grateful that I built my brand. Initially, building my brand was simply just blogging consistently. Like, I'm old school. I had a Blogger blog, like back in 2009. Y'all remember Blogger? Like Google Blogger? Like, I had my blog spot. My URL was, at the time my brand was originally Think and Grow Chick, it was thinkandgrowchick.blogspot.com. Like, that's how old school I was, right? And eventually I got my own domain name, and then eventually moved to WordPress and got a real website and all of that. But I have been building my brand for a very long time. And so I tell you that because there is an ease that I get to enjoy now because my brand is already built. And I find that people don't understand this, especially people who think that they're just gonna spend a bunch of money on ads or running ads, and that's gonna help them get customers. Understand that just because you have some funnel that you've built, people will still check you out. I saw an ad on Instagram the other day and I was curious about it. It was actually for some Pilates bands. I think I'm gonna buy it actually. It seems pretty cool. Having a reformer Pilates system in your home. But I've never heard of this company before, but the ad looked really interesting. And I was like, oh, this is something that I think I want. What did I do? Did I immediately click on the ad and buy the product? No, I hopped off the ad and I started Googling them. I looked at their website, I looked at their YouTube. I started looking at their content to determine more. Is this someone that I want to spend money with? Is this a brand that I want to be a part of, etc.? And so you have to understand that even if you are doing the same things, spending money on ads, building a funnel, whatever, people are still going to check you out, right? I know I run ads. People might see an ad of mine, but I don't think, oh, just because they saw the ad, they're immediately clicking. Sometimes people do, and they go through the process, but oftentimes people are like, who is this? And then they let me check her out, right? And then they're listening to my podcast or on my Instagram, et cetera, et cetera. So building a powerful brand helps you work less in sales, right? If you build the brand up first from a marketing perspective, you often work less in sales and you make more because people know you, they trust you, they understand what you're doing, and they're more willing to spend money with you. All right, I have more where that came from, but first I want to hear from you. What's one thing that you want to work less at in your business? Is it content creation? Is it sales? What is it? Go ahead and share in the comments below. All right, the next thing that I do that allows me to work less and earn more is I simply stop overthinking this. And in fact, I talk about this in my video, it's here, wherever it is on the screen, about my speed content creation secrets, but I talk a lot about trusting yourself and trusting that whatever you have to give in that moment is what is needed, not just for you, but your clients, and it's your best at that moment. And so a lot of us are overthinking. We take a long time to get things done. We work harder than we have to because we feel like it's not good enough. Maybe from the standpoint of recording videos, you can look at some of my original videos. A lot of my videos in the very, very beginning was me propping a phone up in front of a window and me recording content. And then I learned, which camera I should use, and then figured out, lenses, and bought some cheap lighting, but it still wasn't the quality that it is right now. But I didn't allow myself to overthink and think, oh, well, because it's not what it could be, that I can't get started, right? So you really want to get into this place where you do your best, but you allow your best to get better. When you do your best, your clients and the clients that you're called to serve right now will appreciate your best, but you still leave room for maybe additional clients to come in the future as your best gets better. And so because I focused on doing my best, and I continue to focus on doing my best wherever I am in my journey, I find that allows me to actually work less because I'm just focused on doing my best, and I end up earning more because the people that I can work with at that juncture are really appreciative of what I have to give. So stop overthinking things and allow your best to get better. All right, I hope this video was helpful. If it was, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you want even more, in fact, you wanna work less and earn more by shortcutting the process and learning exactly what you need to do in order to build a successful coaching brand and a successful online business, I invite you to apply to my signature coaching program, the Next Big Name Bootcamp. It teaches you everything you need to know from A to Z in order to build a successful online coaching brand. So if you're curious if it's a good fit for you, you can go ahead and click the link below. And if it is, apply. And if so, you'll be invited to a free call with my enrollment coordinators, and they'll let you know either way. So go ahead and check that out. But again, if you love this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you can't wait for my next video, make sure that you are subscribed to my podcast, The Courtney Sanders Show, on both iTunes and Spotify. And if you can't wait for my next podcast episode or my next YouTube video, make sure you're following me on Instagram. It's CourtneyLSanders on Instagram. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.